All right. So this will be a short show, and I nobody's here now. I don't know if YouTube's even showing it to anybody, honestly. But I wanted to say a few words about the uh, the election last night. Um, hey, what's up, Nara? Good to see you. Uh, so, I mean, if we're, I claim to support democracy, and Americans decided who they wanted to be president. The I think that I think that were they misinformed? Sure. Did most of them, lack information and education and some of that? I think there's a lot of that too. But that's not really. I don't want to get into the whys and hows and all that. Overnight, my channel lost like 8 subscribers just from just since the election ended, which I get it for this kind of channel. Like political, maybe some of them were just here for the political content, which I get, and no big deal. But I was surprised to see that. But also, uh, the um, the thing I want to say is though that yes, we have elected a fascist, rapist, fraudster, many other things, awful person as our president, and each person is entitled to their opinion about that. Uh, I do feel sorry for um, the marginalized communities, the minority communities, the women who will all be hurt by this, and that is really my main concern. But also, I want to say, has it ever really been an option to just yeah, a rare Nara spotting? I agree. That's what I thought too. BS. Uh, has it ever been an option for any of us anyway to excuse me to lie down and quit? Like, do do you think that I'm not gonna continue fighting for those things that I care about? Get your Pokeball ready. Awesome, Nara. uh, that do you think that the trans community, who is rightfully scared to death, uh, do you think that they get to quit fighting for their right to exist? I don't I don't know that it really changes all that much from that aspect. Even if what I do here on this channel is made illegal, I know how VPNs work. Um, the I will never stop caring about other people that are harmed by bad ideas, irrational thinking, and things of the sort, so to speak. But it's we've got a few months until well, we've got a couple months, 2.5 months or so until Trump actually takes office, and you're gonna start gun running, yeah. Uh, and in that time, I suggest that people prepare in whatever way. I would never pretend that it's my job to tell anyone how they should feel about what took place. I know how I feel about it. The Um, I'm disappointed, uh, frustrated, and I was wrong about a lot of things. I mean, um, but whoever really knows with those things anyway. The polls were wrong as usual. Even the Iowa poll of the lady that's never wrong. Get your liberal food buckets in Joe's merch store. That's it. I'm gonna start selling food buckets on here. You got the next thing, BS. We're gonna get rich off food buckets like the righteous gemstones. Uh, Great show, by the way. But and weren't they from Kentucky too? I think they were. Um, Maybe Tennessee. But I uh, I just want to let everyone know that, like, while this is something to be upset about and feel however you feel about it, in my case, I'm a white male from redneck hell. Oh, I'm a rapper too. Well, um, and I'll be fine. Uh, I'm sure that I'll struggle more and may have things taken away from me, but that's been the story of my whole life. I can handle it. Um, I'm concerned about others in this situation, though. And so I suggest that now more than ever, we do need to build community and to help each other out. The we don't know. I mean, we have a good idea. We've all seen the plans and heard what Trump's had to say. Last night, he said that he was all about uniting America and that we've been through so much hurt and he wants to fix all that. And I don't believe a word of that, but you know, the I guess it sounded good for a minute. Um, the it's done though. I mean, as of right now, it's done. Uh, I always said I thought it was funny well, I always said I wonder if it was the case that democracy dies in the roaring applause and cheers of the MAGA crowd, and maybe that's the case. And but they chose it, and they shall reap what they sow. The I've seen a lot of, especially on my like personal social media and stuff, because again, redneck hell. Um, I've seen a lot of them gloating and saying shitty things and stuff. And I mean, oh, who would have imagined? They were such sore losers. They tried to overthrow the country last time. Well, yeah, and now they're going to be assholes even when they win. Who would have thought? And they go around saying these things, and it's like, okay, dumbasses, you elected a fascist as president. Not quite the own you think it is, um, but I never thought they were intelligent people. There's fine people on both sides. The I not I'm not surprised. I've chosen for the most part just not to engage. Uh, you know, Fine, congratulations, you got exactly what you asked for. and I feel I mean I honestly felt like it was a contest where some of the sane educated people were trying to save them from themselves, and unfortunately rural America came together and said, no, we demand our right to fuck ourselves, and they they will get just that. The I mean, it's hard to not be realistic and say that the forecast doesn't look a little dim, but all the more reason to work together and try to support those marginalized minority women that are affected in some of the worst ways by this. So um, the there's it's always been the case that when people vote, Republicans lose, and that's not the case. America's changed. Um, they voter turnout was very very good, and it benefited Republicans. Um, I if all three branches of government end up going to the GOP, which there's still some discussion about the House, I guess. Um, but if all three branches end up going to the GOP, uh, I look for Trump to. I mean, I look for them in the first week to pass all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, the Latino vote went massively to the right. Voter turnout on the left was awful. Um, I don't. I mean, voter turnout was high. Um, the left just lost. And whether you call it misogyny or sexism or whatever, yeah, Harris didn't even pull Hillary numbers, much less Joe Biden numbers. She underperformed in almost every place. Uh, the Some places she did equal to Joe Biden, but in anywhere that it counted, she underperformed and Trump overperformed, and that's uh, that's how you lose an election. Um, I watched a thing last night, and somebody had pointed out to this poll, and they had taken these exit polls, and previously the question had been asked to Americans, what do you think poses the biggest danger in the upcoming election? And it was uh, it was that the biggest danger was to democracy, and everybody took that as Trump being elected was the biggest threat to democracy. But the truth of it was, when they did the exit polls, that it was that they felt that Trump was actually the one to save democracy and that the Democrats were the biggest threat to democracy. And the fact that Americans felt that way tells you that they didn't get the information out there. We didn't get the information out there clearly enough. The I mean, it's you know, uh, not gonna at least hear acknowledgement that not everybody agrees with you all. I've been in many other chats this morning, and there's no admitting. And generally, I think um, the constant name calling didn't help, but I don't think people should really be gloating either. Our country is still in trouble for many reasons. We need to come together. Hate for women, love for Trump. Trump pandered to the populist mindset. At that point, statistics and facts go down the drain. Yeah, yeah. There's at the end of the day, making. I'm not going to make any excuses and say that this went right and went wrong and whatever. Jon Stewart pointed out something um, very important on the Daily Show last night, and it wasn't a comedy bit. He said, if there's one thing that we know for sure, right after these elections, pundits claim that they know what America has learned, and they never know what the fuck they're talking about. They always get it wrong. They he goes back and talks about with Obama and says America has it's a new beginning and America has passed racism. That wasn't true. And then uh, with Trump it was well over and over and over they've done this and so I mean I think our lessons are still to be learned and I'm not going to pretend to know what they are in this moment, but we do have to. I agree. We do need to come together, but there's just some issues um, that I will never compromise on. I will never be okay with taking people's rights away or um, racist ideology or fascist ideology. Um, Now, other things. Other things, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can talk about policy and stuff if there's ever any of that. But unfortunately, the last 10 years of our political climate has been appeals to emotion and keeping everybody all worked up and divided emotionally. And that's a sad thing. But once people have, just like I said, there's some things I can't compromise on. People on the right feel the same way. What do you do at that point? This is why you don't make it that. And yeah, I agree. Sexism played a large part in it. Having a black female candidate was just something that clearly people in some of those rural areas weren't ready for, and that's awful. The Again though, I will never stop fighting for you know the rights of humans and treating people like people. Um, I'll never stop pointing out the harm and stuff that I see done for any number of causes, and I'll never stop correcting science misinformation where I see it. Uh, those things that I do, I care about, and the fact that Kamala lost doesn't mean that I'll stop caring about those things. It's all exactly the same. None of that has changed. Um, and you know, I hope that we can all move forward and uh, do better because there's things that need to be fixed, and I have a feeling more things that are going to need fixed even worse here soon. But that's again is what it is. All right, that's all I wanted to say, guys. I just felt like I had hosted a political show and said a lot of things and talked about a lot of things, and that I should probably comment on. what went on, and just let people know kind of what my thoughts were on it. I'm not trying to tell anybody else what they should think or feel or whatever. I can't put myself in the shoes of some of those other people, although I can empathize with them somewhat. So anyway, God bless Joe. I'll have to go your political stream sometime. um, anyway, thanks for everybody that has came and supported the show and all that, and I'm sure there's plenty more for us to talk about in the future going forward. Probably uh, be a little more news like for a little while, just talking about some of the facts and things that are going on, just to keep people informed. Um, but I will tomorrow. Jester's going to come on and hang out, and we're going to talk a little bit. And this weekend, Zach will be back from the Shaken Fist. And next weekend, I've got Secular Rarity coming on, which should be a good show, a fun show. Zach will be a fun show too, though. To be fair, Zach is always fun to have on. But yeah, catch everybody later. Thank you.